Good evening. It's Wednesday night with the Bluegrass Cup Series. I'm alive along here with Brett Wheeler. Well, Brett, back with me once again with the Bluegrass Cup Series.
Yeah, so what do I do with these hands? But no, I'll tell you what, all jokes aside, really looking to Martinsville here tonight. This is a track that, well, again, me personally, I've got a love-hate relationship, but looking forward to seeing how the drivers tackle around the paperclip here at Martinsville Speedway tonight.
Definitely, as you know, we look at the points. Hello, Charlene. Look at the points coming in. I mean, the top four going into the Final Four next week at Phoenix in the point standings. You got GT Hawkins lead the way with 4 wins, 1 pole, 10 top 5s, and 12 top 10s. Jonathan Swartz second in points with 2 wins on the season, 10 top 10s, and 10 top 5s and 13 top 10s, Brett.
Well, you know what I'm also keeping an eye on, obviously, you know, we break it down from the top 8 to the Final 4 going into next week. I look at the battle for second through to 8. You're looking at a total of 23 points separating those drivers. Okay, John Swartz, 3,072 points. Then there's 11-point gap back to Brandon Holder, 3,061. Jonathan Atkins, 3,060. David Farmer, 3,059. Alex Huffman, Brandon Robertson, 3,055. And, of course, Nick Mills, 3,049. That right there, we could almost say if GT Hawkins has a solid top 5 finish here tonight, you can basically put him into the Final 4. It's the other 7 drivers that is going to be very key on where they finish in tonight's Martinsville 250 here for the Bluegrass Cup Series, as to who and which 4 drivers or which other 3 drivers will more than likely join GT Hawkins in that Final 4 going into next week.
Definitely. You know, tonight is 250 laps, the stage break at lap 100. And, you know, it was exciting with truck race. When we went green, we had melee right off the start. Drivers spin their tires at the start of the race. Is this something we're going to see in the Cup Series, you think?
I got no idea. I'm just going to say yes. But, I mean, yes, Steve, we look at Martinsville, right? And, you know, if you compare it to anything on dirt, I would say this is the Williams Grove of dirt. You know, you've got the long straights and then you've got the tight corners. So, you know, look, anything's possible. It's a long track, but it's essentially a short track because it's a lot narrower than all the other racetracks that you see here on iRacing. So, look, I'm sure tempers are going to be flaring tonight, and I'm sure the drivers have already got their strategies on how they want to attack this little paperclip known as Martinsville Speedway.
Definitely. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for tonight. And on the pole to 84 is David Farmer. To his outside, the Shock Eye Racing Performance. Team White, it's Jonathan Atkins.
Second row inside, it'll be position number 3. That's Alex Huffman, to his outside. Brandon Holder lines up at a position number 4.
In row number 3 to the inside to CFM Esports. Number 1, Scott Fritz, and to his outside, the Weaponized Motorsports car number 31, Blake Hensley.
Well, this is a hell of a 4th row driver sitting first and second in the point standings. Inside your 4th row from position number 7, he is second in points. That's Jonathan Swartz. And to the outside, he's your points leader. From position number 8, it's GT Hawkins.
In row number 5 to the inside is YNH Motorsports, car number 3, Brandon Robertson. And to his outside, representing Team White in car number 46, Sean Kostritza.
Alex Healy rolls off at a position number 11, and James Silvers lines up at a position number 12.
In row number 7 tonight, it will be John Kinder out of Carolina in car number 5, and to his outside, the Turn 1 Racing, car number 18, Dustin Ronstidle.
Matt Grenier lines up inside the 8th row from position number 15 to the outside. The 7-man tree of Justin Winters will start position number 16.
On your 9th row to the left and to the right, it'd be Chuck Blake in the 49 and Mikey Neal Jr. in the 8.
8th in the point standings, Nick Mills rolls up at a position number 19, and Brian Terry will make up this 20-car field from position number 20 outside the 10th row. Steve, the Bluegrass Cup Series here at Martinsville Speedway. 200. Did you say 250 laps?
250 laps.
Jeez. We're in for a big one.
We definitely are. And think how exciting next week's going to be. It's the full length.
That's like I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this, Steve. That's a you problem right now.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and build the excitement going up. I have a special guest next Wednesday night.
Ooh, unlucky for these people. I already know who it is.
That's right. He's a real-life announcer, well known across the United States.
Hey! Whoa!
What?
Whoa! You said he's a real-life announcer. What am I? I announce in real life too, you know?
Oh, I'll talk about next week. I'm not talking about this week.
Yeah, but you said he's a real-life announcer. Like, damn, Steve, come on. Well, you're better than that. Hey, we're going green, by the way. But yes, we'll get back to that. We'll build it up.
All right, it's the stars and the cars of the Bluegrass Cup Series live at Martinsville. We're coming to the green flag, and we're racing for 250 laps. A good start for the front row, Brett, side by side, going in turn number 1.
Yeah, it's a good start. Look at the 84 of David Farmer trying to get to the race, Steve, but unfortunately he'll have to succumb and give up that race lead as they work down the back straight away to turn number 3 and 4. Steve, yeah, we might be okay with this one. If we see a lot of side-by-side action, it might just bring the dirt back out in me, but lap number 1 of this 250 lap is complete, and just like Monday night, Steve, we are caution on lap number 1.
Alex Healy in 97 taps the 17 on the side, but look at him. He gets too excited and hits his teammate in the rear.
Ooh, touchy squeezy, lovey feely. Didn't even take him to dinner.
No.
Just straight up had a good look up under that skirt.
He definitely did. And Charlene, yes, this is day number 3 and not smoking, so I'm doing pretty good. Chewing on some Neckarette gum, you know. Feeling better.
Hey, hang on. How come you didn't tell me you gave up smoking?
Well, you know.
Steve, I thought we were tight. Man.
Yeah.
Really?
This is day number 3, you know, of it, and doing a good job.
Would this be one of your hardest days?
Actually, it's been pretty easy, and I even worked at home today, so I thought it'd be hard, but actually it's not, and it was pretty easy. Now, yesterday I was trying to convince myself to stop at the gas station and get a pack of cigarettes, you know, but one part of my brain was saying, yeah, you can stop and get one, and with other sides it goes, no.
That's like the good cop, bad cop guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you without feeling you, Steve, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha. Well, the number 3, Brandon Robertson, took a pit road to get some damage repaired. He's back on the racing surface. Jonathan Atkins, your race leader in that shock eye performance. Car number 57, and Brett, it looks like he might choose the outside for this restart.
Well, if he does, he'll have to make sure that he gets a good restart, just like he got on the initial start. As again, we're under the first caution flag of the evening. Again, a big thank you to everybody that makes all this possible. Of course, the fans and the faithful fans, as I'm going to call it, because you know, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night trucks, Xfinity, or the Cup cars, you've got the loyal group Bluegrass Iracing fans here. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel or like and following on the social media pages for Bluegrass, make sure you hit that like and follow button. Subscribe to the YouTube feed. Again, 3 races a week. Next week, championship nights. We're ready to go back green here in the Martinsville 250, Steve.
Definitely is. Here we go. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Jonathan Atkins fires in. Tommy fires. Good start for Atkins. Farmer caught sleeping there as he will fall in that second spot. But look right there. A battle for third. You got the 2 of Alex Huffman to the inside of Brandon Holder down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Give it to Huffman momentarily, but Holder's battling back on the outside there as they come out turn number 4. They come to complete lap number 6, Brett.
Yeah, 6 laps in the book, still plenty of laps, 244. It is, as it's going to be Holder now. Holder, and I think I want to say it was GT Hawkins in the 14.
Yes.
Oh, reversing back up on the racetrack. Wow, who in the world did he almost hit? So, I got to say as well, keeping an eye on Justin Winters, Mikey Neal Jr. Mikey Neal Jr. going to lose a number of positions as well, as he was up about 7 or 8 positions. But he's going to go back and find himself back in position number 13 for the moment. It is still Jonathan Atkins, your race leader in car number 57. Then you go back to the 84 entry of David Farmer, the 2 entry of Alex Huffman, right up on the back bumper. Another lap into the books here at Martinsville Speedway. A lot of racing left to come here from the paperclip.
Definitely a lot of racing. We look a little further back mid-pack. There's Justin Winters in the 10, or in the 7 car in that 10th spot. Right behind him is Matt Grenier and Blake Hensley. Blake Hensley in that 31 machine. Mikey Neal Jr. in 13th right now in the number 8 machine with Brian Terry in 14th. 15th is Brandon Robertson. He had to start tailback, so he's gained 5 positions since the last restart. But tough luck for GT Hawkins, who got it sideways there. Did bring out the caution, sitting in that 19th spot right now.
Well, he's your points leader by, I want to say, 115 points. So, I mean, he's got a handy little buffer for the moment on that points, but again, you want to make sure he gets inside that top 10 to basically pretty much lock himself into the final 4 going into next week. But again, that battle for 2nd through to 8th position, smoke coming off turn number 2. As now we go 3 wide momentarily, hopping up on the inside. And Farmer, gets shuffled back to position number 4. Jonathan Swartz in that number 95 machine. He's now going to have Scott Fritz in the 1. Well, I thought Fritz was trying to go to the outside, but Fritz just tucked in behind the 95 as we are going caution.
And it's for your points leader, GT Hawkins, bringing out that caution. And you just kind of lost it, Brick, coming off of turn number 4 there.
Now, show that replay again. Because I'm going to have a look at this and get a close-up of it. Okay. I'm not going to call him out, but I'm going to call him out at the same time. Okay? To me, it looks intentional. Why does it look intentional, you ask? He might have been, if we look at the gap at how far he was from the guys in front, I mean, it's only sort of a couple of turns. Yeah. Okay, but look, different angles show different things, and that's the beauty of having a look at. Obviously, we can see from the view that we're looking at now. It just maybe it's an overcorrection. Again, it could be an intentional overcorrection. I don't know. He's not going to tell us the truth, regardless if he did it or not. So, you know what? It is what it is. Beautiful on-board shot here. Well, that right there just gave it away. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
I was correct.
Well, Jonathan Atkins still leading the way here with Brandon Holder, Alex Upman, Jonathan Swartz, and Scott Fritz rounds out your top 5 here at Martinsville as we're under our 2nd caution of the night. On lap number 16, Brett.
Well, sorry, you caught me chewing on a biscuit here. Yeah. So the light's still on, so hopefully they should be going off out this time. Mm-hmm. And again, we look at your race leader, Jonathan Atkins, who, again, started on the outside of that front row on that initial start. It's in the first caution, come out, chose the outside. I think it was David Farmer, who now, looking at the timing and scoring screen, he's back in 20th position, so maybe he's getting some damage fixed on that 84 entry. Not too sure, but the field is doubled up. So if I'm Brandon Holder right now, you got to make sure, you got to keep an eye on it. Make sure you're always looking right to see when that 57 of Jonathan Atkins is going to fire, because if you don't catch up or if you don't stick with him, you're really going to give up a whole lot of time. It's going to take you a couple of laps to get back. And again, it's that outside line. He just makes it so good. Jonathan Atkins gets fires off another restart in the Geico restart zone. Huffman up on the inside of Swartz as Huffman is going to take back over the 3rd spot as they work down the back straightaway.
Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The laps will tick down quickly here tonight. Brandon Holder in that 2nd spot with Alex Huffman currently running in 3rd. Jonathan Swartz in 4th. Scott Fritz still in the top 5. And how about James Silvers? A nice looking black and turquoise, that blue color, the Function Junction. Number 17 doing a good job. How about Sean Kostritza representing UDTV, World of Thunder, and DirtFan.com Miller Family Trucking? Doing a good job. Currently running in 7th. John Kinder running in 8th. Justin Winters running in 9th. And Blake Hensley rounds out your top 10. And hello, Sarah.
Oh, tell you what, sorry, I was on mute there for a minute, but we're back in 20 down, 2:30 to go. We got stage break at lap 100. Again, everybody's so far from what we can see, Steve. Everybody has somewhat settled into a rhythm. Just, I guess, trying to look after their equipment. It's a long race around Martinsville, 250 laps. Again, these drivers are, you've got 8 drivers that are currently in the playoffs at the moment. That'll get dwindled down to 4 next week, and just watching GT Hawkins actually coming back through the field. He's already back up to position number 16. So, although he started 8th, he was one of the reasons as to why that last caution, or he was the reason as to why that caution came out. Of course, stopping out on the front straight and now having to fight back up all those positions and try and put himself in a good spot to make sure he doesn't slip outside of that top 4. And again, not sure how much the point system is going to affect him, seeing as though we've only got 20 cars here tonight at Martinsville. But you would think that if he could put himself with a top 10 finish, it's pretty much going to lock himself into that final 4 going into next week. So we dive up on the inside. I want to say that was David Farmer in caliber 84, just tucked in behind the 14 entry of GT Hawkins.
He is, as David Farmer running that 16th spot. GT Hawkins in 15th. He's your points leader coming tonight. As you look a little further up, there is the one of Scott Fritz. Doing a good job running in the top 5. James Silver's right there. Once again, Sean Kostritza with a good run in 7th. Meanwhile, Atkins, he's starting to pull away from Brandon Holder a little bit. But, one thing we've seen with the trucks, Holder makes a mistake off the turn. That's going to allow Huffman to close in on his hip pocket. As they head into turn number 3, he pushes wide. Huffman down low for the pass for second. Give it to Alex Huffman for that second spot at the line. As he heads into turn number 1, he does clear Brandon Holder. So Huffman down to second. Holder falls back to third. Jonathan Swartz to 4th. Scott Fritz still in that 5th spot. Looking at Justin Winters up 6 spots to start of the race, currently running in that 10th position. And how about Mikey Neal? He's up 7 spots, Brett, in that 11th position.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that Winters and Neal both moving up 6 and 7 positions, but also James Silvers as well. He's up into the 6th position from position number 12, so he's plus 6 also. So you see 3 drivers, or 2 drivers going plus 6, and then 1 driver, of course, going plus 7. Of course, David Farmer. So far, the biggest, I don't want to say loser, but the biggest, or the biggest loss in gains when it comes to where they started. He is minus 14, of course, started on that pole position. As we continue to tick another lap into the books, 29 down. Jonathan Atkins has got just under a second lead over Alex Huffman. Jonathan Swartz in 3rd position. Brandon Holder back to position number 4, and Scott Fritz. So we've seen over the past probably 3 or 4 laps, Brandon Holder went from the runner-up position now back in position number 4, and what essentially could be position number 5 if Scott Fritz happens to find himself a way around or behind and around that number 9 machine.
Definitely got to wonder, not used up his tires a little early here. Because, that's something the drivers, there ain't really much about fuel. It's going to be more about tires here. And you look at the brake rotors just glowing on that number 9 machine. So he's using a lot of brakes here. That number 9 machine. You look at 95, he's not really glowing as much on his rotors. Well, there he is. You can see him glowing just there as they enter turn number 3. But meanwhile, your top 5 is Atkins, Huffman, Swartz, Holder, and Fritz. With 32 laps in the books, we're on lap number 33 as they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. And last couple nights we've watched, and the leader has gotten out. They always seem to close back in on the leaders. And around about 20 or 30 laps, that's when they had a green flag stick going on, Brett.
Yep. Yeah, well, I go back to when I was, before dirt sort of come out onto iRacing, and yeah, this is the track that, I enjoyed racing and just watching Scott Fritsch trying to get by Brandon Holder for positions 4 and 5 as we start our 35th lap. This is a track that you really have to use a whole lot of brake at. You can carry the momentum into the turns, but if you miss the braking point, you're either going to lock up the brakes, but also that curb on the inside. If you hit that the wrong way, man, you're going to go around. You're going to lose control of that race car. So there's a number of things that these drivers have to do, and this is why this is a track to me that was perfect, because it was a technical racetrack. Come to technical racetrack, Steve. I love the technical racetracks.
Oh yes, definitely.
I just find them so rewarding. As now we're going to go 3 wide through the middle of turns 3 and 4. As see that lap car just moving up out of the way. I think that's Chuck Blake in car number 49. So everybody navigating their way by the lap car. And that little 4-car pack right now, I'm going to say, that's got the potential to potentially be something exciting if they happen to find themselves in a rhythm. And again, that over braking, it's a thing, Steve.
Yeah, definitely it is. As we're on lap number 38 now, as you look, there is GT Hawkins. He's made his way up to that 12th position, right behind Brandon Robertson, who was involved in that first caution, number 3 machine, when Alex Healy gave him a bump in the rump. But right now, so 2 cautions have plagued the race, Brett. One for the 3 of Brandon Robertson, and the other one was for GT Hawkins. And there they are, right there. 11th and 12th on the board. Matt Grenier, who's having a good run last night in Xfinity Series, currently running at 13th. David Farmer, who's run up front earlier, made a pit stop on that last caution, currently running at 14th. Mikey Neal in 15th, so he's dropped some spots. But now here comes a battle for 8th and 9th on the board. Sean Kostritza will lose a spot to the 5 of John Kinder. Kinder takes over that 8th position as Justin Winters is right there in Sean Kostritza's hip pocket as they head into turn number 1.
Again, Justin Winters up 6 positions from 16th to position number 10, so looking to find himself with another top 10 finish, but we've still got 250... No, it's a 250 lap race. We've got 249, we've got 209 to go, so we're still looking at another 69, no, make that 59, man, I can't math today. I'm normally the math guy, but I just can't math today.
That's all right.
I think I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. Steve, back to you.
Well, Jonathan Atkins lead the way. He has a nice sizable lead over Alex Huffman. And Huffman, caution for Sean Kostritza. LRA instant replay. Let's take a look at it. Coming down the front straightaway. He goes into turn number 1. Oh, Winters gets loose there. I'm not sure if he got some help from GT Hawkins.
Nope.
Let's just
have a look at that again. He dove it down to the inside, and this is another thing these guys have to worry about. Going for that inside pass. Look, ready? Oh mate, yeah, there was a little contact, but I don't think that done all that much. Oh, race control. Race control, you're up. We're leaving that one alone, Steve.
Take another look at the replay. Yep.
Hawkins goes inside. Little contact there with 7 there. You know what? That's Hawkins. Because if that contact doesn't get made,
the 7 wouldn't have done it.
Correct. Just slow that down. Slow it down. So, contact there. Now, whether Winters was coming down the racetrack, so hits him in the left rear. That, of course, sends him flying down to the inside berm. Gets up on the grass, trying to mow that grass that he's already cut fresh. And then right up into the left rear quarter panel of Sean Kostritza in that number 46 machine. Luckily for Sean, doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage on that race car. And have a look to the right of the screen just there. 3 widers. 3 machine. Brandon Robertson was coming through the field. So we're closing in, Steve, on what would be half race distance, or halfway, I should say, in the stage break.
Yep.
We have about probably 2 laps to run before we get to that 50th lap again.
Well, pit stops were made, Brett, because Brandon Robertson is now your race leader. Mikey Dill Jeter in second. Jonathan Swartz in third. Fourth will be Jonathan Atkins. Fifth will be Alex Huffman. We'll go back to green.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look at the pit stop. So 22 seconds for Brandon Robinson. So Brandon Robinson's coming in, I think. So he should be on a second pit stop, which will put him probably to the back, you would think. No, why is it doing that? Where's the 3?
Where's
the 3? Yeah. So why did it just show me that he was going into the pits? Brian Terry's coming. Brian Terry. I don't know whether. See, this is why I don't do NASCAR. I'm all sorts confused right now.
Well, I can tell you this. The lights go dark on the pace vehicle. We're fixing to go back to green flag racing after your third caution of the night, involving the 14, the 7, and the 46. As they head out turn number 2 down the back straightaway, Brett, they're getting racked and stacked.
Yep. Come up to the Geico restart zone. Safety car goes infield. We wait on Brandon Robertson and Mikey Neal on the front row. Mikey Neal Jr. outside the front row. Brandon Robertson, they get to the Geico restart zone. He fires up, and again, this time it's that inside line, but it is going to be the pole car who does set the pace. They work down into turn 1 and 2, a lot of 2x2 on this restart. We try and tick up another lap into the book. Steve, I did say we'd have about 2 laps left to run before we got to the halfway of the stage break, and one car into the wall. That's Mikey Neal Jr. in car number 8, and a hard hit to the right side of that race car.
As your fourth caution of the night. Something just arrived on that car because it went straight, Brett. It never turned. Good thing for Jonathan Atkins, he gets to redo that restart again, because on that start, Mikey Neal held him up. You saw a little bump he gave at the restart. Mikey Neal was caught sleeping. So Justin Winters, your Justin Winters fans, he's currently running at 11th. Sean Kostritza a lap down in that number 46 machine, currently running at 18th. Chuck Blake a lap down. Mikey Neal down pit road. But your top 5 look like this. Brandon Robertson, Jonathan Swartz, Alex Upman, Jonathan Atkins, and Scott Fritz rounds out your top 5 here with the Bluegrass Cup Series. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the Bluegrass YouTube and on Facebook. Hit the like and hit the follow. Share out the broadcast. We sure do appreciate you tuning in tonight. And make sure on the YouTube side of things, Brett, everybody got to give a thumbs up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I tell you, without the fans, we still come out, but it's not enjoyable, Steve.
No.
The fans are what makes the world go round.
Definitely. I mean, last 2 nights, Alex Robinson was sleeping behind the mic.
Yeah, well,
makes a difference.
Again, that's because it's Alex Robinson. Steve.
Uh-huh.
You know what I want to do?
What do you want to do?
I don't know if you're gonna like it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I kind of want to be like in and out of this race. If you know what I mean.
Right. I don't know, Lisa. I don't know, Lisa.
When does it end? Well, again, that could be a question as to when does what end? When does the well, again, I'll leave that question for you. Or when do I end? I mean, I can end now if you like. I'm horrible at asphalt, seriously. I really am. I cannot do asphalt, Steve. You know me.
You do a good job, trust me. Well,
no, I disagree.
We're back to being racked and being stacked one more time for the Bluegrass Cup Series. As tonight, well, at the end of the night, we'll find out your final four heading into the Phoenix next week, next Wednesday night, as the stars and the cars of the Bluegrass Cup Series come to the Geico Restart Zone. Green flag is out, and they're playing mind games, Brett. Let's get dangerous.
It's really dangerous. It's never good when drivers play mind games. That just can cause so much more drama than what it's worth.
Definitely. You can see some beating banging still going on the back straightaway. But look at Scott Fritz. He's the one to capitalize on the mind games as he's looking for third to head into turn number one. And a battle for the race lead as Alex Huffman takes the lead out of turn number two down the back straightaway. Give the Huffman decides car number two the race lead into turn number three. Brandon Robertson falls back to the third spot. A battle for third, side by side. Fritz and the 95 of Jonathan Swartz made a little bit of contact. And they better watch out because that 57 is hungry. He's beating and banging the doors down.
Yeah, it's always interesting, Steve, when drivers get up on that Geico or get up from that Geico restart zone, and they try and do things that probably shouldn't be done in the early parts of a 250 lap race. So again, we've got to keep an eye on the drivers making those moves, but you've got to make sure that you're going to be able to clear those passes, and if you're going to try and go to the inside, huge one. Yeah, are we at Daytona? That's the big one.
And I want to say it actually happened in front of him. Oh. Shock Tristan just spins just to avoid everything. It was synchronized spins, Brett.
So yeah, normally we see synchronized swimming, synchronized slide jobs, but this time we're seeing synchronized spins. Was there contact? Oh, no, that car just come down.
Yes, it did. GT Hawkins gets into the inside wall. John Kinder comes down, taps the 31, sends him head on into the wall. Shocker Stritza spins and the 88 of Mills to avoid it. So right now, we're on lap number 60. It's Alex Huffman, Brandon Robertson, Scott Fritz, Jonathan Atkins, and Jonathan Swartz, your top five.
And just hang on, we just got a few technical issues, guys. While we're under yellow, we're just going to mute the sound for a second as it looks like some of the guys may be trying to come down pit road, but we'll be back in just a moment.
All right, as we're on lap number 62, 61 in the books here. Coming to the line, 62 laps will be in the books. Lights do go dark on the pace vehicle. Huffman will choose the inside. Brandon Robertson will choose the outside. And last time this happened, and the 57 was behind Jonathan Atkins, the 3 was caught sleeping on the start, and Atkins gave him a bump in the rump. We got to see if that happens again as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Huffman and Robertson, your front row. And you know what, Brett? A place to use your bumpers here at Martinsville, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of bumpers being used, and we've already seen it a number of times. But this restart again, coming up to the Geico restart zone, it's the other car, not the pulse hit. It's the other car that really has to be up on the ball. Obviously, you don't want to jump the start because it can essentially hold up that either inside or outside line depending on where that pole car sits.
Definitely look at the battle right now between second to 3 and to 1. Coming out of turn number 4, give it to Scott Fritz at the line. Jonathan Atkins in the hip pocket to Scott Fritz as they go into turn number 1 now. Fritz will clear the 3 of Brandon Robertson down to 57 to the inside of him. Side by side down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Still some side-by-side racing going on off of turn number 4. Atkins gets loose. That's going to allow Brandon Robertson to claim that 3rd spot. So the 57 is going to have to try one more time. And he got lucky that Jonathan Swartz got on the binders, Brett, because he would have clobbered him.
Absolutely. And again, you've really got to have not only trust in yourself, but you've also got to have trust in the other guys around you, because we've already seen a number of times where people are using their front bumper or just not getting their braking points right, and really can stack up the field or bring out that caution. So again, it's that trust factor that also comes back into it as well with the drivers trying to, I guess, control their cars, but also control the cars when they can't control the drivers around them.
Definitely, as you look at Alex Huffman starting to pull away from Scott Fritz, and Fritz is pulling away from the 3, Brandon Robertson. Jonathan Atkins trying to reel him in as they come off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Atkins looking to go to the inside, thought better of it. Caution on the Speedway for Brian Terry on lap number 68. Here's your Geico, or not your Geico, but your NLRA instant replay.
Oh, you got your Geico instant replay. Oh, that's different, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're all about making things different around here,
Right. Well, he might need Geico after spinning out like that. Get some damage on the rear end of that car. But what about Alex Huffman's car? That bright neon yellow, white, and blue. That looks awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to give it off. You got to give a hats off to the drivers and the painters that continually work on these iRacing cars. Whether it's a cup car, whether it's a truck, Xfinity. I mean, even on the dirt side of things, no matter what these guys do when it comes to putting paints out here on the iRacing.com service, 9 out of 10 times these cars are always looking spectacular. The amount of money, time that gets spent putting these cars and designs together. You've really got to take your hats off to the creative minds that go to work in painting these cars.
You sure do. I mean, it's nice. It stands out, that's for sure. You can find Alex Huffman and his Huffman Designs number 2 machine anywhere on the track tonight. He could be dead last and you would spot him. Yeah,
you're not wrong. Like I said, the time, money, and effort that goes into getting these cars, getting looking, all schmick, fine and dandy. And again, we could probably talk, at least another 20, 30 minutes about, what the designs, what cars, we think are good. And, like I said, a lot of the cars that, we see are always going to be good.
Definitely. So, another hint, who'll be here next week. We said he's nationally known in the United States. He travels. He called the race in the Dome.
Yes. Now, don't give too much away. Right? Don't give too much away, okay?
Right.
He was at the Dome. That's all we should say. All right.
And I will tell you this. Last season, someone requested if he would come and do this. And he was busy, so he couldn't. And here's the one chance and one shot for all of y'all tuned in next week to catch it.
And let me say, you don't want to miss it. I almost said something I could have potentially given it away, Steve. But I stopped myself. I pulled it up. Oh,
What?
boy.
Under 30 laps to go to the stage break. Huffman lead the way with Scott Fritz, Brandon Robertson, Jonathan Atkins. And you got to wonder, Jonathan Atkins might be happy to be in front with Scott Fritz being in front of him this time.
Excuse me. Yeah, so, yeah, well, again, Fritz is... Oh, hang on. I've lost where my Discord went. Sorry. So, Scott Fritz outside. And again, you know, I said it before, and I'll say it again. If you're not the pole car, you've got to make sure you get that start, because if you don't get that start, you hold up your line of cars behind you. So we'll see what Scott Fritz can do on and in the Geico restart zone. The two of Alex Huffman getting ready to lead us back underway. Geico restart zone, and that's probably the best start that we've seen from not that pole car all night long. Oh no, Adkins he gets hit from behind. He half spun the car, yellow, caution comes out. And Steve, this is just the classic case of Martinsville, I want to say.
Definitely, as James Silvers got into the side of Jonathan Atkins. Atkins has fallen all the way back to 15th. And let's just rewind it. Let's see here. He's all over Scott Fritz, goes a little wide. Opens, leaves the door open forward to 17 of James Silvers. Just enough. And then Atkins closed the door and Silvers was there.
Oh, that is just restart racing here at Martinsville.
Definitely. Now Jonathan Atkins coming down pit road to make a pit stop.
You know, it's also good for these guys too, Steve, if they have those little incidents where, you know, they get hit from behind. You know, you go to the bigger tracks, you know, where, you know, I'll use, like the super speedways. Mm-hmm. You know, if you've got a bit of damage at a track like that, it is just going to absolutely annihilate your top speed. Here at Martinsville, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, okay, if you got a bit of damage, and you know, it's not going to affect your car as much as it would as, you know, if we go to like a super speedway or, you know, a 1.5 mile racetrack. So the good thing, again, there's no good thing about being hit, because let's be honest, you know, everybody makes mistakes. You know, it's a part of the service that we're being given here on iRacing, but it is not as damaging to have a damaged race car here at Martinsville as to those other racetracks.
Well, now comes James Silvers down pit road, Brett. So he's going to be making a pit stop as we're under caution. Lights do stay on the pace vehicle. So your top five look like this. Alex Huffman, Brandon Robertson, Scott Fritz, Jonathan Swartz, and Braden Holder rounds out your top five. Then you got John Kinder in 6th, David Farmer in 7th, Justin Winters at 8th, Matt Grenier in 9th, and Alex Healy has rebounded back to that 10th spot. Then how about Sean Kostritza? Went a lap down, involved in a wreck, spun to miss a wreck, now back into that 11th spot.
Yeah, again, you know, and don't forget, that's all happened within the space of 78, now make it 79 laps as they come across the start-finish line. We're probably looking at a 2 to green signal, I believe, or did those lights just turn off?
They turned off, so we're fixing to rack them and stack them and let them loose one more time. We'll go back to green flag racing. It'd be 20 laps to go until stage break for these drivers. Huffman and Robertson on the front row for this restart. Pace car pulls in. Alex Huffman bringing us to the Geico restart zone. He can fire at any time. Green flag is out. A good start for Huffman and for Brandon Robertson. Side by side into turn number 1 there. Now you see Huffman, he clears Robertson. Fritz to the 3rd spot. Swartz in 4th, but he's under attack as here comes Brandon Holder. Into turn number 3, Holder to the inside of the 95 of Jonathan Swartz. Out turn number 4, give it to Holder momentarily. As you look there, there's John Kinder in at number 5, the 84 of David Farmer, and Justin Winters right there. John Kinder almost thought about looking to the inside of the 95. Kinder has some front end damage on that machine.
And again, we just sort of mentioned about having having that damage, not going to be as effective, at this racetrack. So we'll keep an eye on sort of how that progresses throughout the course of the night. And again, you see up on the inside goes the I think that's the 84 entry of David Farmer. Am I correct on that one?
You're all correct. Mm-hmm. David Farmer takes over the 6th spot. John Kinder falls back to 7th. Meanwhile, Alex Huffman continues to lead here as we're coming to complete lap number 84 here at Martinsville. As they come down the front straightaway, it's going to be Huffman, Roberts, Fritz, Holder, and Schwartz, your top 5. Ren Holder in at number 9 from Mammoth Springs, Arkansas on the BK Paints machine there. Having a good run here tonight. Jonathan Schwartz in Miami, Virginia, I think it is. I might be wrong on that. In at 95. And then you got David Farmer in that 6th spot. John Kinder in 7th. Justin Winters running at 8th. Matt Grenier in 9th. 10th is Alex Healy. As we're on lap number 86 and the field is pretty much single filed out. Chuck Blake, the last driver on the lead lap in that number 49 machine.
We'll see if Chuck Blake can, we'll see if Chuck Blake can manage to stay on that lead lap, because especially when it comes to the stage break, you want to get yourself in a good spot. As we see, who's that? The 91?
31.
31. Blake Hensley in that 31, bringing on the caution close to the stage break, and you would think, Steve, with this close, would you go to the stage break early on, or would you still have it at lap 100 and just let these drivers fight it out for 4 or 5 laps?
Well, they're going to stay out, because when we go back to grid, it should be around about 10 laps, so they're going to stay out. Unlike last night, the caution happened with, I want to say, a lap or 2 before the stage break, so they went ahead and called it the stage break. Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was keeping an eye on. I didn't realize it was lap. I actually thought we were on lap 92 or 3, so I was 5 laps ahead of where we should have been. So don't mind me. I'm new around here.
Well, Alex Healy, Nick Huffman, down pit road. Brian Terry get another lap back in that number 13 machine. It's still Huffman, Robertson, Fritz, Holder, and Schwartz, your top 5 here at Martinsville. Also making some pit stops now is the 14 of GT Hawkins, and the 46 of Sean Kostritza, along with the 31 of Blake Hensley, who's a lap down in that 19th position. Jonathan Atkins has rebounded back into the top 10. Justin Winters currently running in the 8th spot. And between him and Atkins is Matt Grenier, that number 15 machine, running in 9th.
So I was just trying to look at, how's GT Hawkins going again?
Yeah. Well, there's GT Hawkins. He's past the start-finish line. But now, Alex Healy coming back down pit road. He's trying to get some damage repaired. Brian Terry got a lap back. He's down pit road in that number 13 machine. He's mighty handsome and well known by all. He is the Wilbash Cannonball.
Beautiful singing here on Bluegrass Iracing series with Stephen McMillan. Oh yeah!
You should really see it when I sing my Miley Cyrus. I came in like a wrecking ball.
Steve, perfect song for this racetrack. I'm sorry.
Maybe I should have practiced before we went live.
I know, you can practice live on air.
All right, thank you for the 27 people watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. That means 21 people haven't hit it, so hit it now. As we're fixing to come back to the Geico restart zone, with 7 laps to go. Green flag is out. A good side-by-side start for your front row headed into turn number 1. Robertson and Huffman side-by-side as they exit turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Oh, contact between the top 2 right in front of us. Alex Huffman around. The 3 involved. Oh, Nelly.
Oh, are we still naming... Did you say Oh Nelly?
Oh, Nelly.
Oh, are we still going on with singers and songwriters?
Yes.
Ah, are we chilling at the Holiday Inn then?
Maybe so. Oh, looking at this angle looks a little bit different than what I saw at the other angle.
See, that's the beauty of having multiple different angles. You know, it can be quite deceiving.
Definitely, because it looks like the 2 actually pushed up into the 3 by that view. We're going to rewind it back just a tad bit. And then, let's see here. There it is. Looking at this angle. The 3 comes down a tad bit. The 2 pushes up a tad bit. I don't know. That's more just a racing deal, Brett.
Yeah. Again, yeah. Just drivers fighting for the same bit of real estate, I guess. I'll go with you on that. I'll go with you on that one, Steve. Ooh, some lunch. Thank you. Did someone say KFC? Yeah, they said KFC. Nuggets, potato and gravy, popcorn chicken, burger, chippies. Steve, I'm a spoiled man right now.
Well, now your race leader is Scott Fritz, Jonathan Swartz, David Farmer, John Kinder, Justin Winters rounds out your top 5 right now. Yeah, that one's just kind of hard to call because, I mean, if you look at it, the 2 did push up just a tad bit, but the 3 was coming down at the same time, so that's when it's good not to be an admin, to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say this is a good time to be alive in the broadcast booth, Steve. I got to say, Scott Fritz. You know, he's had 1 pole this season, 2 top 5s, and 6 top 10s. Here with the what are we doing? The Cup cars.
Yeah,
Cup cars. Yeah, I was thinking as to what we were doing then for a second, but you know, tonight, you know, unfortunately, I mean, he's still here for the long haul, I guess, but you know, it just he's had some good runs throughout the other series. Just obviously struggling just a little bit, you know, from what we've seen this season with Scott Fritz. But hey, nice to see a dirt guy out in front.
Definitely. It's going to be a green, white checker to the stage break. Scott Fritz will lead us back to the green. Jonathan Swartz to his outside.
So just quickly, Steve, did you get a message just then? That was on Huffman. He washed up into the second lane.
Ah. So Alex Huffman.
And that's coming from race control, Steve.
There you go. Well, coming to the green flag or the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Good start for Scott Fritz as he fires down into turn number 1. He has him cleared. Look at the 84. David Farmer to the inside of the 95. Down the back straightaway. Give Farmer that second spot. Swartz falls back to 3rd. Then you have John Kinder, Justin Winters to the inside of Matt Grenier. Grenier trying to battle on outside, but the 7 clears them. White flag in the air. 1 more to go for the stage. As it come out turn number 2, Scott Fritz still leading down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Coming out turn number 4, picking up the stage win. It's going to be Scott Fritz, David Farmer, Jonathan Swartz, John Kinder, Justin Winters, Jonathan Atkins, James Silvers, Dustin Rinstedel, Matt Grenier, and Nick Mills rounds out your top 10.
Well, stage 1 is complete. Now, second part of the race. 150 laps around Martinsville. But hey, congratulations to Scott Fritz on getting that stage win.
Yes, indeed.
It's a tough little racetrack, this.
It is. I mean, we're already at 9 cautions for tonight. Scott Fritz bringing the whole field down pit road in this number 1. But Jules say Speed Shop, number 1, CFM. Hey, did you hear the dirt side? The late models getting a tire model?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
This thing's getting exciting.
I think all the dirt stuff's getting a little rebuild, Steve.
Definitely. James Silver stays out. Dustin Rinstill, Nick Mills, Sean Kostritz, Brendan Holder, GT Hawkins, Alex Ely, Alex Uppin, and Chuck Blake all stay out. But definitely, they can burn up the tires of the late models on the dirt side of things, just like the asphalt side. That's going to be quite interesting, and it's really going to change the dirt world up quite a bit.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that the real-life drivers who I've seen struggle on iRacing just because of, not what they're used to. Now, with the time model coming into play, I think that is going to bring the real-life drivers back into contention. Obviously, you're still going to have your aliens that are just going to be just quick no matter what, but it's going to change the whole complex of the game on the dirt side of things. And, something that, Steve, and I haven't said this for a while, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, definitely, because, on the dirt side of things, normally it was, the hammer down on the throttle all the way around, and there are certain grooves you just hit. Now you can't do that when this new update happens.
No, really looking forward to seeing what iRacing can produce. With the update coming in what should be roughly around 2 months. So, I guess, yeah. I mean, we can probably talk about this for another half hour, Steve. But I think our asphalt audience might get a little bored.
But my question is, are they going to be allowed to take pit stops, like in real life, if they burn their tires up? Or are they stuck like Chuck?
Well, don't be like Chuck.
Or don't Chuck 1 to 2, huh?
Yeah. What's that movie? Something about Chuck?
Chucky!
There's a movie.
Yeah.
How good was Chucky? Now you're talking my language, Steve. Old school Chucky.
Yes, sir. Let's go out. We'll go back to green flag racing out of turn number 4 as drivers will now re-rack and restack. James Silver's on the point with 18 Dustin Rinstill. We get Nick Mills inside row number 2 with Sean Kostritz on outside row number 2. Inside row number 3, Brandon Holder and GT Hawkins to his outside. Then you got Alex Healy and Alex Huffman. And we're coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. We're back to racing. Ooh, the 88 gave a good bump in the rump there.
Yeah, he did. Didn't even want to take him out to dinner. Just straight up into the rear bumper. So that was Nick Mills in the 88 getting a little shot in the shorts from behind to James Silvers. Now we want Sean Kostritz up on the inside of Dustin Rinstill. Brandon Holder now going to look up on the inside. We go back yellow.
Yellow for the number 5 of John Kinder. 3 wide situation there as they head into turn number 3. Chuck Blake just clips the back end of the 5 John Kinder, and around he goes. So James
seems to be the theme of the night, Steve, especially on these restarts.
Yes, it does. James Silvers, Nick Mills, Sean Kostritz, Dustin Rinstill, and Brandon Holder, your top 5 here. We haven't made it to 100 to go yet.
No. So again, just looking at that sort of replay there on the broadcast, that 5, they went 3 wide in that car in the middle. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe it was Dustin Rinstill. Just 3 wide. The 5 on the outside was just trying to sort of move down a lane, but you know what? It's expected, and that's the thing about this racetrack, Steve. from what I've seen so far and what I recall of this one, you've got to get to that inside line. If you're not on that inside line, it is tough to pass.
Definitely it is. And the only one that's really made the outside line work, it seemed like, was the 57 of Jonathan Atkins when he was leading the field on the outside.
Yep. Yeah, that was at the very start of the night too, Steve. So that you don't forget, we've had 108 laps since that. Well, let's just say 100 laps since that has happened. So I guess same racetrack, but there's been a lot of rubber being laid down on the bottom side of the racetrack.
Definitely it is. As we're on 100 or 110 laps fixing to be complete here, 240 to go, Brett. Or 140.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a 250 lap race. We've completed 110, and you want to give us another 100? You want to give us 240 laps? You want to send us another 100?
It took us an hour just to get to the 100 lap mark.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope it doesn't go this way because it's such a shame because Martinsville can do it can go one of two ways. It can go really good. Or it can not go all that well. So let's hopefully we can get through these final 140 laps as best as we can.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Alex Robinson must be paying the big bucks. He even got Steven Calavota in there admitting.
Yeah.
Maybe I pay him too much.
I reckon you definitely pay him too much.
Yep, more because payback.
Yep.
Well, we're back racked and stacked. We're fixing to go back to green flag racing. And I can tell you, Blake Majulis is leading over the two. Green flag is that we're back to racing. It's kind of funny, Brett. It happened at the same time between both places.
Yeah, well, that can happen, Steve.
Well, James Silver still the race lead. 88, Nick Mills, Brandon Holder, Shankar Stritza, strong. Nelly caution on the racetrack. Brandon Holder backs her in. He was battling side by side with Shankar Stritza. Oh, he loses it all on his own. Oh, 3 wide, and Scott Fritz goes around.
No, unfortunately. But it's just, again, it's the yo-yo effect, Steve. A lot of these drivers are having a good night, then all of a sudden, it doesn't go all that well. So hopefully they'll be able to, hopefully Scott will be able to go and get the damage done if there is any damage on that one machine. But this Martinsville. I mean, what do you say about Martinsville?
Well,
welcome.
Welcome to Martinsville. It's Hammer Hill. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they even had Mr. Giggles on there announcing, Brett. And then Alex Robinson is called one of the drivers cute.
Well, you know what? If that's I'm gonna leave that comment, Steve. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Definitely. And did Tia make a poster at some on vacation? Just curious.
Yeah. Well, Steve, don't be a cat, because you know what happened. You know what killed the cat? Curiosity.
Right. Well, I'm just curious because they're together and he's leading out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm each to their own.
Maybe you took it to Mexico. I don't know. How about back to here? James Silver's lead away in the function junction number 17, doing a good job. Nick Mills, Sean Kostritza, Alex Huffman now made his way back up to 4th position. And Alex Healy with a top 5. That's right. So, you know, if you have more cautions, that means the rest of the cautions, you're going to restart single file. That would be my rule, and that would cut the cautions down. But, hey, I'm just a blabbermouth.
You're one of those blabbermouth type guys, are you, Steve?
Yeah. I mean, they'd be a lap down before they go green.
Yeah. At least you know they'll get their lap back with the lucky dog, right?
Right. Well, you know, it's all right. I mean, the logger past the 2-hour mark, remember, it's $100 per minute that we get paid extra from Jason Collins. So,
yep. No, take as long as you want, boys.
Earlier in the season, we got paid an extra $1,000 bucks. So,
woo, jeez.
Green flags.
And I didn't say a cent.
Right. No one saw a cent. I got a little IOU.
Was that the note that it said?
Yes. Asha back on the raceway. Justin Winters involved in this one. Oh, the 95 gets into the 14 back of him. Pushes them up into the 7. Around goes the 7. And Brandon Robertson clobbers him on the nose. Tough luck. We're Justin Winters in that number 7 machine. Let's just take a look. The 12th caution of the night.
Six to go, Steve, on my end, by the way, at what we were talking about earlier.
Ah. We did get some green flag laps in. Let's try to get it going for these cup drivers. Let's see how it all plays out. But since stage break, it's been caution after caution, plaguing the race here.
Well, Steve, we know your cautions do breed cautions, unfortunately, whether it's asphalt or dirt. But, yeah, like we said already a number of times, yeah, these tighter racetracks, Martinsville, described as a paperclip. Yeah, like I said earlier, everybody's going to be fighting for that inside groove, and yeah, that's what we're seeing a lot of, and due to everybody trying to get down to that inside line, not so much the pinching, but just fighting for every inch of that racetrack. So, being expected, being Martinsville, no doubt it's going to be different next week when it comes to the championship night.
Definitely it is, especially with the top 4 vying for a championship. Lights are out. We're going back to green flag racing. The drivers do come out of turn number 2. They're racked and stacked. We're going to try it one more time and try to get a long stint in here. James Silvers and Nick Mills brings them back to the green. Out of turn number 4. There's your CP car coming in. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. We're back to racing. James Silvers to the early race lead. Nick Mills under attack by Alex Huffman. And Jonathan Atkins right there, right behind Huffman as they head into turn number 3. Mills starting to fall back now. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Give Huffman second, Atkins third. Mills falls back to 4th. Sean Kostritza rounds out your top 5. Alex Healy left out to dry on the high line. He's going to lose 2 spots for the price of, well, price of 1, or I said it backwards, but normally gain 2 spots for the price of 1. I don't know how you call it, falling back. But meanwhile, look at Alex Huffman closing in on a hurry on James Silvers. Huffman in that number 2 machine showed he was strong. And so is that 57. So second and third have been strong all night long. Oh, the 57 got loose there. Had to get off of the binders, or get on the binders, not for spinning out. But James Silvers lead away on lap number 28 out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Well, we're past halfway, Steve. We're just gone past that half race distance, of course, completing 128 laps of this 250 lap main event. You still see the 17 machine, I should say, on screen. James Silvers, followed by the 2, Alex Huffman, Jonathan Atkins, and the top 3, of course, breaking away from the rest of the field, probably by a little bit, about half a second, I would say. It's a patience thing right now too, Steve, especially for the likes of Alex Huffman, Jonathan Atkins. If they want to get themselves into that final 4, going into next week, it's just trying to. Of course, everybody wants to win. No one wants to come out here and points races. GT Hawkins goes to the inside. You want to make that inside line work, but you also want to be there for the long haul as well.
Definitely you do. Now GT Hawkins to the inside of John Kinder, side by side there as they come out of turn number 2, giving GT Hawkins down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, James Silvers continues to the lead, leaves the door open on the exit, turn number 4, down the front straightaway. 131 laps now in the books. They head into turn number 1. So you see the 2 lines between first and second running. Alex Huffman enters the turn down low as the 17 enters in higher. That time they all 3 entered the same way as they exit turn number 4, as now 132 laps are in the books.
Well, we're closing in on coming up to what would be, well, at the moment we're at 118, so we're under 120. Huffman trying to make a move and trying to put James Silvers sort of under all sorts of pressure, but Silvers, that door opens up on the inside. Huffman is going to take a look up on the inside. They'll drag race to the start-finish line. Still give it to Silvers for the moment. But again, we've seen Atkins at the early parts of tonight get that run on the outside. James Silvers doing a hell of a job to make that outside line work. And here comes Huffman now back down to the inside. They are close quarter. Nearly banging door to door off turn 4. 134 is in the books. And it's still James Silvers who started position 12, Steve. And he's up to position number 1. Still holds on to the race lead.
Definitely some good side-by-side action between the top 2. Jonathan Atkins sitting there in third, waiting for one to make a mistake. You see the 2 pushes up a tad bit there. On the exit turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Silvers clears him this time. Huffman in second in that number 2 machine. He'll follow in line as they come out turn 2, down the back straightaway. Nick Mills in that 4th spot as David Farmer is closing on him, and we got one around down the back straightaway. The 46 of Sean Kostritza around.
Steve, I was told too that let me get the message up. Basically now there is a 2 caution rule in effect, so if some of these guys happen to cause one more caution, they will be parked for the remainder of this race. And you know what? No one likes to get parked. Like let's put it that way, Steve. But when you have, and again, this is such a shame because this racetrack, we've seen on, or you would have seen it on Monday night, the trucks. 150 lap race, and there weren't as many cautions in the trucks.
No. 13 cautions on the night. Sean Kostritza involved with the 5 and made contact.
10 laps away. Once we go back green, because hopefully the lights go out now. They do not, so still 2 to green. So that'll be 139 and 140. So yeah, we're going to be at 10 laps away from 150 complete.
Yeah.
I guess, like the not so good thing, but also the good thing, it's not the same people that we're seeing bring out the caution, Steve. No. Everybody's having their issues.
They are, that's for sure. Everybody having some problems here tonight. Lights do stay on the pace vehicle. 110 laps to go next time by. I forgot to ask BJ before he went away, how long was last year's Cup Series race at Phoenix? Oh.
Well, you know what, Steve? I'm sure once this comes through over the broadcast, I will have a message from Jason about how long, it is, because he's actually been obviously feeding me the information. So anything that I say, not anything, but some of the intelligent stuff that I say, in fact, the message is coming through right now. Some of the stuff that I say is courtesy of Jason. So, and again, obviously, the cautions and whatnot, and people getting parked and whatever.
Yeah.
You ready for this one, Steve?
Yes.
You sitting down? You should be. Now, you're looking at around 2.5 to 3 hours.
Oh my! I gotta go to work the next day. Green flag is in there.
Are we starting tonight to get that race in for next week?
Yes, we are. Holy moly!
Oh, doctor, you're gonna need one.
I know, that's right. And that price has just doubled. As we're Nelly David Farmer gets into the back of the two. Everybody bunches up. The two laps up. They're going to drop, lose 2 spots. Jonathan Atkins to that second spot. He's putting heavy pressure on that 17 of James Silvers. David Farmer coming down pit road after making contact with Alex Huffman. Huffman falls back to third now.
Whew. Up on the inside goes Silvers on Atkins. So Atkins is going to take over the race lead. They will lead lap number 144. 6 away, Steve. 106 away now. 6 away from the 150, but 106 away from getting the checkered flag here on this Bluegrass Cup Series. Martinsville 250. Atkins going to come up to, I believe that might be David Farmer in car number 84. It is. So Farmer looking to stay on the lead lap. So they work down into turn number 1 and 2. So again, it's Jonathan Atkins. While we've seen him at the front, we've seen him mid-pack, we've seen him towards the back. He's been involved in just some stuff that he probably shouldn't have been caught up in, but right up back to the pointy end of the field. And how about this guy in the 14? The points leader coming into tonight, GT Hawkins. He has been a man on an absolute mission. Remember that second caution at the start of the night. He was involved in that one. You said the 97 there of Alex Healy. You see the tyre smoke coming up off the rear of those tyres? He locked up the brakes. And remember I mentioned earlier, Steve, about, missing the judgment. Missing your braking point. Oh, Kastritza, what are you doing? You can't park there. Come on. You can't park there.
Well, it looked like you're coming out for turn number 4. You got loose to try to overcorrect. Let's take another look at it. Right there. Overcorrects and spins down and around on the front straightaway. Hey, have you noticed Barney's back in the flank stand?
Yeah, I know.
He took some time off.
Mm-hmm. Where'd he go?
I don't know. It was his half-brother.
Ah. What's Barney's brother's name?
What did we call him, Sarah? Bernie. Bernie.
Bernie. Okay, Bernie. Bernie and Ernie. I mean, Bernie and Barney.
Yep.
So every time I hear Barney, I just think of How I Met Your Mother, like the TV show. Have you seen the TV show, Steve? Surely you've seen the TV show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because we were going to have some issues if we didn't.
Oh. Well, you know, maybe we could try to make a record of cautions, maybe. Maybe we can do that here tonight.
How many are we at?
At least they called him Barbie. So let's see
Barbie?
Let's see here. We're on our 14th caution.
Okay. Yep. Now, for the people playing at home, if you're wondering why it says 15th, and we're saying that it's 14th, don't forget we added one in for the stage break. Hence the reason why it's only 14. 100 laps away, Steve. 100 laps away. So, once we go back to green, we are left with double digits instead of triple digits laps remaining.
Woohoo!
Bernie, Barbie, Barney,
and Barbie.
Betty, and Barbie, and Betty. Barry. Hey, who was that old guy we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, or a month ago?
Granny.
Granny. Do we bring Granny back up into this situation?
I don't know. You would think she's driving.
Should be, surely Granny's not tyre prepping, right?
Right, you hope not.
Although the way things are going, Granny might be tyre prepping. Maybe she wants to stay at the paperclip. I don't know why.
She might. We heard this, you know, I sent you the funny joke about the child that had diarrhea. Didn't I?
Hang on. Steve, you send me all sorts of weird stuff.
Well, the joke was, the little girl goes to her mama and asks her mama for some Viagra. And she said, why, baby? And she said, because she has diarrhea. And she said, Viagra gets her dad's
God.
hard, but they called it the SH word, hard. So she thought she needed Viagra to cure her diarrhea. As we're coming back to the Geico restart zone, green flag is out. What a good start for that 57, and that's not the first time we've seen it, Brett, as he fires like a cannon off that outside line.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that. Alex Huffman was actually pushing James Silvers down the front straightaway, trying to get him to get a move on in that number 17 machine. And we look at biggest movers through the field. You see the 18 DeWalt there of Dustin Reinstedel. He was up in fourth position. Now going to get shuffled back to fifth. So he's +9 at the moment when he sits in fifth position. So far, the biggest mover through the field, James Silvers, the man that runs in second position, trying to track down your race leader, he's gone. After that restart, he's already about 6/10 of a second lead over James Silvers. Alex Huffman, who again is right up on the rear bumper. You see Dustin Reinstedel along with John Kinder there in the 5 machine. They fall in line behind the 9 of Brandon Holder. We take another lap into the bunks as they make their way off turn number 4. Scott Fritz back up to 7th position. Remember, he was involved in a few cautions ago. He found his way back up inside that top 10 in position number 7. Jonathan Swartz, GT Hawkins, and Matt Grenier, who are now going to lose that 10th spot to David Farmer. So the 84 entry of David Farmer, your pole sitter from tonight, is back up inside the top 10.
Definitely, and he went down pit road to not bring out their caution, and that was right before the caution came out. So that caution actually helped them. As you look right now, Jonathan Atkins continues to lead the way here in the 57 machine with James Silvers in second, Alex Huffman in third, Brendan Holder, and John Kinder back at it in that 5th spot as he does clear Dustin Reinstedel there for 5th. Reinstedel falling back because here comes Scott Fritz to the inside of him to give Scott Fritz. Oh, contact!
Oh, look at! Oh no! Fritz around, you spin me right round. No, we're not singing songs again. Sorry, I thought we were going back to singing songs. Yeah, they're just Reinstedel and Fritz just come together on the back straightaway. And again, we see Scott Fritz go around. He, of course, locked the brakes up to make sure that he wasn't going to be rolling back up the racetrack or back down the racetrack. We see the NLRA instant replay coming out. This is out of turn 2. Yeah, again, I mean, it's hard to put blame on that one. Looking at that angle, I'm sure we've got some different angles that we could probably look at if we wanted to dive further into that one. But unfortunately for Scott Fritz, he's going to find himself. Here you go. Here's another replay. Oh yeah, right. So it looks like he may have just come down into the right side of the one entry of Scott Fritz.
Yep, and around he goes.
And again, you know what, Steve? We've said it once before. We'll say it again. I'm glad we're not in race control shoes tonight.
Definitely glad, as a lot of people come down pit road. Alex Uppa, John Kinder, Nick Mills, Scott Fritz, Brian Terry, Justin Witters, all down pit road here. As we got 90 laps to go at the line.
So by the time we go back green, lights stay on, and we're going to be 88 to go.
Ooh.
10 laps at a time, Steve. 10 laps at a time.
Sparklers and snakes, baby.
Ooh. Ooh. Now you're teasing him. Now you're teasing him. Now you're really starting to tease him.
That's right.
Oh, doctor.
You know, a lot of times tonight we've seen them digging it deep and selling it cheap.
Oh yeah, some White Castle's being served.
Yes, sir.
Now we're starting to tease.
But tune in next Wednesday night for the finale of the Cup Series. Be me along with a special guest, and
you don't want to miss.
You don't want to miss it, and I don't need to tell them how long it's going to be on air because it might change the outcome.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You stay right. If he says how long, you just say yes.
Right.
So I just got a message then. So Phoenix last year was only 2 hours. It was pretty much green flag runs though. So, Steve.
Yeah.
Good luck.
As RuPaul says, don't. Never mind.
Are we getting dark again?
Why not?
Ooh, peace. It's always a good time, Steve. Always a good time.
Definitely it is. I mean, we need to do our what we had rated R Wednesdays. That was the best.
Oh, that got deep. That got deep and dark.
It was the most watched show in America. As we come back to the green flag, Jonathan Atkins, a good start again for him. And look at GT Hawkins on the outside in that 14 machine up to third. He looks to the outside of 17 to 17 of Silver's going to clear him out. Turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Look at the 14 Hawkins. Thought about going to the inside. Thought better of it. He falls in line as they come out. Turn number 4, single file. Good racing going on up front as Jonathan Atkins starts to pull away from James Silvers. GT Hawkins in third. Brandon Holder in fourth. And Jonathan Swartz rounds out your top 5 here tonight. Swartz under attack from David Farmer. Farmer on the outside, Brett. Can he hang on and make that pass? And he does.
Well, he's really made it work. Again, you see those right side tires just lock up. You said, excuse me, you see the smoke coming out of that 9 machine. Brandon Holder again just misjudged the entry down into 1. Here comes Farmer trying to work to that outside line. It worked early on in the race. It worked on the restart, but for the moment, it is not working. So just tuck in line again. They'll fall in line. Just wait for the opportunity. Hawkins trying to get by James Silvers down into turns 3 and 4. One more lap into the books here at Martinsville. 167. Here comes Hawkins now, timing down to the inside, and he will take over position number 2. But here comes Silvers. Nope, Silver's not going to do anything with that one. He's just going to fall in line. So Silver's going to give up second. He'll hold on to position number 3. What are you watching, Steve?
I watch commercials because I don't watch much TV, that's for sure. Unless it's Flow Racing. Yeah,
Slow racing is always good.
it is. But yeah, no, sir, I've seen plenty of commercials. I know.
Hey, real important when it comes to the point standings. I just got a message just sent. As they run right now, GT Hawkins, Jonathan Adkins, and Jonathan Swartz. Those 3 drivers are locked in. It is that 4th place. Farmer was locked in, but he just dropped back. So that 4th place position is up for grabs at the moment. So for the moment, Hawkins, Adkins, and Swartz, at this stage, they are in to the final 4 next week. But there's still plenty of action left to come here at Martinsville 250.
Definitely, as you look at Huffman, he did get around Jonathan Swartz, and now Huffman up to that 5th spot. Looking a little further back, Justin Winters, the last car in the lead lap in that 15th position. So Justin Winter fans, he's currently running at 15th on the end of the tail of the lead lap. But look at GT Hawkins now. He's closed the gap between him and Jonathan Atkins. So those 2 are right there as we're fixing to complete lap number 172. James Silvers in 3rd down. He's falling off pace. And here's the 9 of Brandon Holder coming to his back pocket. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Silvers holds him at bay. That's going to get those 4 drivers to bunch up on the exit turn number 4. Holder thinks about going to the inside. He does, going into turn number 1. Can Brandon Holder take over that 3rd spot side by side? Silvers battles back on the outside, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Now look at Huffman go to the outside of the number 9 as they come out turn number 4, trying to get a run. He cannot do it. Huffman stays, and Nick Mills brings out the caution.
Oh boy, Nick Mills in car number 88 will bring on the caution to bunch this field back up one more time here at Martinsville. Oh boy, didn't go by himself. Had a big helping hand from the 13 entry of Brian Terry.
He did. Looked like he slowed way down going into turn number 3 there. Taking another look at the NLRA instant replay. Down the back straightaway. He's off the gas there. He's coasting. There goes Brian Terry. Full throttle. Maybe he wasn't expecting him to slow down that much going into turn number 3.
Hey, let's rewind on what you were singing earlier on in the day about Miley Cyrus. What was that song?
I come in like a wrecking ball.
But there we go. And you hit it. Nailed it.
Well, Jonathan Atkins comes down pit road. GT Hawkins stays out. So does Alex Huffman, John Kinder, Alex Healy. And how about Nick Mills staying out on this too? So Atkins down pit road along with Brandon Holder, Jonathan Swartz, Scott Fritz, David Farber, James Silvers, Dustin Renstittle, Matt Grenier, Justin Winters, and Brian Terry all down pit road.
So just looking at where drivers sit, of course, GT Hawkins points leader coming into tonight. So just before that yellow flag come out, Jonathan Atkins was your race leader. He's obviously had 2 wins this season. GT Hawkins was second. He's got 4 wins on the season. So between those 2 drivers that were first and second in the race at the time of the caution, the first and second in the point standings, they've got almost 1/3 of the wins this season in the Bluegrass Cup Series team. That's a hell of a stat considering we're on race number 20, I think it is.
Definitely it is. It's a good stat to have. You know, it was kind of neat. Last Tuesday night, me and Alex was watching Flow Racing while announcing. And Flow Racing was watching this for a moment. We got a shout out.
There you go. There you go.
That was pretty neat.
Who was on the call last week on Flow Racing?
Well, Ben Shelton. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Know some people.
Some people.
Me and Ben Shelton actually grew up probably around about 2.5, 3 hours away from each other. So growing up, he went to West Memphis Riverside Speedway, and I went to Little Rock I-30 Speedway. And we would go to different tracks, and we'll meet up. And, you know, he got to feature his career in announcing, has made it very successful, you know, and good luck to him. I mean, he's done a fantastic job in the late model world in announcing. That's his forte, late models.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
Just like someone's is IMCA Racing, you know? I mean...
Yeah. Yep. Now where you going with that, Steve? I don't want to say any more.
Who
If I say any more, I'm going to get in trouble.
So tune in next Wednesday night. Invite your friends. It's going to be a hell of a race and a hell of a announcer. Calling the race, that's for sure.
Coming back to the Geico restart zone. Farmer at the moment as stands as they run. He is locked in. Of course, that will change over the course. GT Hawkins going to lead us back to the job of the green flag. Lap 180 is complete. 70 laps to go, Steve. We're getting close. We're getting close. That's all I can say.
Definitely getting close. And now look at 3 white going into turn number 3, number 5. Going to have to get on the brakes there. Oh, Nelly, it's getting interesting. Alpha Tur. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, there's a big one. We're back at the Super Speedway Racing. Oh, the whole track's blocked.
It's a used car parking lot or sale going on.
It's almost like Oprah's there, just giving away parts. You get a part. You get a wreck part. No, you get a wreck part. You want a wreck part? You've got a wreck part.
Scott Fritz around. The 97 Alex Healy around. Quite a few drivers. That was gnarly. 17th caution of the night. Alex Healy decides to park it on the pit exit there.
Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. I had a bless.
There you go.
I had to sneeze. Thank you.
Well, GT Hawkins, Alex Huffman, Brendan Holder, Jonathan Atkins. It looks like Atkins is going to get some spots up as Jonathan Swartz gets the spot back. Brian Terry getting a lucky dog here. He's going to walk the dog around the pace car.
It's funny. Sorry, I was just calculating points. Calculating points. What was that? What was that snake sound, Steve?
That was my mouth. You know, I'm sucking in air in my mouth through my teeth and my lips.
Yep. Okay. Understandable.
All the cautions make me want to light one up. Thank God I don't have one.
No, don't light one up, Steve. Don't light one up. I'm here to tell you no.
Well, I had to leave and go to the gas station, so I mean...
No, yeah, well, no, you're not going to leave. Steve, I've got you covered. I've got your back. I'm your motivator, okay?
There you go. Thank God.
I'll give you a motivational speech.
Thank God it's bedtime coming up next for me.
Oh, yeah. Doctor, I'm looking forward to it. It's not even my bedtime yet. It's not even 1 o'clock in the afternoon for me.
Right?
Mm-hmm. All right, morning. Let's see what...
It's 10:46 Eastern Time, 9:46 Central.
I'm gonna remember. No, how do I can't even. How do I unban him or unmute him? Untime out. Jason, untime him out. Stream elements. Jeez. Right. You know what I wish Bluegrass would do, Steve?
What?
I'm back to dirt.
Yeah, that'd be fun to do. Well,
we're gonna have a whole lot of fun again.
Oh yeah. Well, we're 2 by 2. We're racked and stacked. We're fixing to go back to green flag racing on lap number 188 here out of 250. Pace car is in front row. GT Hawkins and Alex Huffman. GT bringing us back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. We're back to racing. And look at the start that GT Hawkins have. Jonathan Atkins giving a bump in the shorts there to the 2 machine. As now he got company out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway as Jonathan Swartz looks to the inside, but the 57 going to clear him. He locks up the brakes there going into turn number 3, goes wide on the exit turn number 4. He's going to have to cool those tires back down. Don't use them all up. As now your top 2 has broken away from Jonathan Atkins as they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Now about Justin Winters has rebounded back to that 6th spot, up 10 spots, and right behind him, Nick Mills up 12 spots, and Brian Terry in 9th, up 11.
Well, there's so much still to be done here at Martinsville. We're closing in. We are 62 laps away. I'm just going to make sure we know how many laps are remaining as we can see the battle on for the 1st and 2nd position right now. In fact, I was actually looking at the replay, so don't mind me. Now I'll get the race screen up and rightfully so. Well, we were looking at the race lead. GT Hawkins, your race leader, in car number 14, started 8th up into the race lead, but Alex Huffman, boy, I tell you what, he's using every inch of that front bumper to make sure that he's trying to unsettle the likes of GT Hawkins. So Huffman in car number 2 to work on lap number 192 here at Martinsville, Steve.
Definitely 192 as you look going into the turn number 3 there. Oh, the 14 goes wide. Huffman looks to the inside. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Huffman doesn't have enough this time. As they go into turn number 1, Huffman got a... Oh, Nelly, it's getting rough out here. Sparklers and snakes could be a-roaring in the next couple of laps, Brett.
Keep an eye on Jonathan Atkins, car 57. He is closing in. Hawk has been left out to dry in the middle lane. Here in Martinsville through 3 and 4, Atkins was unable to get the run by the 14 of GT Hawkins. They work into 1 and 2 now. As Alex Huffman inside the 2nd row starting position number 3. I mean, anything's possible, Steve, in these final 56 laps. Because we've seen, and that was a hell of a move there by Huffman. He forced GT Hawkins into a mistake.
Yes.
That's hard to do when you're the points leader. Again, if you're the points leader coming into tonight, you want to finish top 5 to pretty much secure yourself at going into the final 4 next week. But again, to let Alex Huffman to go on by, and again, Huffman just forced his way up on the inside. But keep an eye on Jonathan Swartz, David Farmer, the 2 black and red cars. They're coming up onto the back of Jonathan Atkins as well. So there's still potential, a 5-way dare to that race lead as Farmer goes on by Swartz down into the turn.
David Farmer down to 4. Swartz falls back to 5th. Huffman still out front. GT Hawkins in 2nd. Jonathan Atkins rounds out your top 3. So, you got to wonder if the race ended right now, would Alex Huffman make it into the championship 4?
Yes. Huffman, Swartz, Farmer, and GT would be locked in. Atkins would be out by 1 point. And that is Steve. And remember, go back to the start of the night when I was looking at the point situation, what was going to be key. It wasn't the first place car. It was 2nd all the way through to 8th, but more importantly, 2nd through to about 6th position. They were separated by about 13 or 14 points. In fact, I'll go through and I'll have a look to calculate what it was.
Ooh, Nelly.
17 points. 17 points, 2nd through to 7th.
Wow. How interesting is that? Running 3rd and out of the championship 4. He has to get around GT Hawkins.
You gotta wonder if there is a spotter in that 57 camp right now. If there's a spotter in that camp, surely you are saying, Jonathan, get up on the wheel. Let's go. You need that position. If you don't get the position, well, you won't be going to the final 4 next week. Yeah, you'll be invited, but you won't be racing for that championship, the Bluegrass Iracing Series Cup Series Championship, presented by ButtKicker. So, 50, make that 49 to go, Steve.
49 to go. And Jonathan Atkins is right there.
Geez, this is going to be tight. This is going to be nail-biting stuff, especially if we see this final run go the distance. Steve, I got no idea. Fuel windows. Are they going to make it all the way to the end?
I think they can. They definitely can.
All right, I'll believe you. I'll trust your word. Because again, we're NASCAR racing. I've got no idea how I've made it through 203, 204 laps so far. I'll never know.
Never know. And Lisa, tell your brother to answer me. Huffman leading the way. GT Hawkins, Jonathan Atkins, Farmer, Swartz. Let me take a look here. I'm looking. Bill Miller's down there. Brett, why don't you go visit Bill real quick?
What for?
You know why? You know why?
Yes, I know why now. God, hang on. I'm just going to walk out the door. Bill's knocking on the door. Hang on, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Caution out on the racetrack. For Justin Winters. Let's take a look at what happened to Justin Winters. He goes into turn number 1 there. Oh, the 31 gets his quarter pound on the round. He goes. Blake Hensley getting into the side of the 7. Bringing out that caution.
Well, Bill was pretty friendly. I got to say, he said hello to me. He gave me a bottle of water.
Hey, and look at this. Huffman down, and so is Jonathan Atkins. Or no, he stays out.
Oh,
GT Hawkins and Huffman down pit road. David Farmer, Jonathan Swartz, Scott Fritz stay out.
Who was that caution for, Steve? The 7 of Justin Winters, I see.
Yes, Justin Winters, Blake Hensley got into the side of him.
What happens? It happens.
Caution number 18 on the night.
So, 11 cars in the pits. Holder's going to grab a couple of positions. Oh boy, I feel like that KFC does not sit well in my stomach right now. You know what? It happens.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah, it does. It really does.
Well, if it's a bottom problem, like the little baby girl said,
nope.
You gotta. That's the way you should take and cure it. So Huffman goes back out in 5th. GT Hawkins goes out in 6th. So they'll be on the 3rd row. Well, let's take a look at when he last pitted. Atkins last pitted 33 laps ago, so we know he can make it.
Who was that, Atkins?
Uh-huh.
How long ago did he pit? 33.
Now 34 laps ago. His longest stint of the night was 74 laps in that number 57 machine.
Yep.
Too much grease, Sarah says.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing, Sarah. So I had a gastric bypass done almost 3 years ago. And ever since that, it has been like KFC does not sit well in my stomach. No matter how little I eat of it. Put it this way, there's a little burger here, just a single fillet chicken burger with lettuce and mayo. I eat half of that, and it just does not sit well with my stomach.
Well, lights are backed out, and we're fixing to go back to green flag racing. Jonathan Atkins will restart on the outside line. David Farmer to his inside. Well, Brett, we're back. Coming back to the Geico restart zone. Can the 57 make it in? Only time can tell. Green flag is out. A good start there for the 57 of Jonathan Atkins. And Scott Fritz and Farmer side by side. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. That 14 is trying to stalk his prey. Ooh, Nelly, it's getting tight. Off of turn number 4. And Jonathan Atkins is way out in front.
Well, if he keeps going the way that he is going for the moment, it is going to be in. And if it stands, Atkins is in and Huffman would be out.
Oh, wow. So he has to finish in front of Huffman to get into the championship 4.
Correct. Again, like I said, Steve, that second through to 7th was 15 points. It is very crucial, and especially when we get back to where they be. If Huffman wants to get in, Huffman has to win.
Caution out again. Oh, GT Hawkins loses it off of turn number 4. Collects Matt Grenier. Ooh. Take another look at the NLRA instant replay. Coming off of turn number 4, he loses it. Matt Grenier has nowhere to go. Ringstidle goes around because he has to get on brakes, and Justin Winters goes around. Calamity Corner, turn number 4 has become. One person.
I'm in the middle of sharing stuff. Sorry, I'm just sharing the win that I had before.
Well, that last start, Alex Huffman must be glad to have that caution and get the bunch back up because he did not have a good start there on the outside line. Now he gets to restart, I believe, on the inside. So your top 5 looking like this: Atkins, Farmers, Fritz, Swartz, and Huffman, your top 5. Now, the scenario is, if the 57 is in front of the 2, he's in. If the 2 is in front of the 57 when the checker flag falls, he's in. As we're atop the 11 o'clock hour on the East Coast, 10 o'clock on the central side of things. Live anywhere else, I have no clue.
Top of the hour, 1 o'clock.
Oh,
in
1
Sydney,
o'clock.
Australia. Just for anyone in the afternoon, by the way, for those playing at home.
And it's 4:27 over there, the date. He's already in Thursday.
Yeah, well, we don't say 4:27. It's actually 27 to the 4th. But you know what? I mean, I can go with that.
And just so y'all know, his son Mason was born on New Year's Day.
First to the first, baby.
He was born in the future in America. He was born in the future because in America it was New Year's Eve.
You guys were a year behind.
Right.
Well, you guys were so last year, and he was born already. It's like, sheesh, come on, guys, get with it. Let's go. Alhamdulillah.
Well, all right, we're gonna double them back up one more time.
29, Steve. 29. Hello. It's this Mr. Asphalt guy. I mean, you got Big Daddy Asphalt, Steve McMillan. He's got his son here now. I guess Alex is taking over.
I guess so. I can go to bed.
Yeah. Alex is going to take over the final 29 laps. Steve and I are just going to sit here and chill. Steve, you want Netflix and chill?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care. Yeah. I came for my favorite time of the night, Steve.
It's not a green white checker.
Listen here, no, we're coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Steve and I are going to take a break. Alex Robinson is going to continue on.
God, I shut everything else down on my computer. Well, I guess I'll pull timing and scoring up.
That seems like a you problem.
Atkins, Schwartz, Farmer in front. Steve, thanks. I knew I shouldn't have stopped in and say hello, but
Yeah. You dang messed up, Ron.
now I gotta find timing and
Alex.
scoring.
Oh,
I can send. Oh my god.
hold her around. He gets a little love tap in the rump there. Take a look at your NLR instant replay. See him bobble there off of turn number 4. Comes down into turn number 1. Nick Mills gets it to the side of him, and that was all she wrote.
McMillan hasn't messaged me lately, so I can't find this. Oh, there it is.
Well,
I was gonna say here.
The
You want me to give you
20th
the
caution. The 20th caution here tonight.
Hang on, I just got to look for the third string. There we go. You're the third string. There you go. I sent you the timing, Alex.
Well, thank you, Brett.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I did have to go down to the third page, so I mean, I just figured you'd be used to the third string stuff, all right?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You know I only joke when I say that, right? You know I don't care on who you pick.
I just came in to say hi.
I just like to make funny, Alex.
I know you do.
Well,
It means I like you.
Actually, Alex, I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me tell you, this bone. He told me about it. Has no meat on it. It's like a vegan. It's just got nothing. You're in trouble.
What possible bone could you have to pick with me?
Oh, there are plenty.
What did you ask me you could use last night?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did it get used? Just quickly.
No, it didn't get used.
Oh wow.
Because you know what? I forgot I had another one.
Oh, okay.
Wow. He's one of those guys, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Yeah.
Steve is more popular, and Steve uses 40 of them. So,
Well, you know, the thing about it is, if I'm more popular, my logo would have been inside that flyer.
Oh! Dang! Oh! Alex, do me a favor. Just check to see if you got any burns, because that one must have stung. Oh. And again, we kid around because we like you, Alex.
Steve,
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
See how you... Yeah.
Steve,
I am so comfortable right now.
I'm going to say this on air because I need to.
Well, because I quit smoking, I'm Mr. Honest now. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to say this on air so everyone understands. I gained a whole new respect for this thing you've done for the past 6 years.
Well, thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Oh wow! Oh, hang on. Well, okay. I'm gonna pull that up on air. What, you've only just given him respect for what he's done for the last 6 years?
Here,
Wow, Mr. Asphalt. Wow, Mr. Asphalt. Wow, with that kind of attitude? No, that's unacceptable.
Listen here. I gave the man respect before. You can pull it up on the tribute race as well that I give this man respect. But then when you do it and you pay out people and deal with people messaging you 40 times over about what the payout's going to be because there wasn't 40 cars, and then fun times.
Alex, that seems like a you problem.
Brett, you miss me.
Yeah, I do. That's why I pay out on you so much, Alex. Because I miss having you around.
Brett, you know what you miss? You missed every shot so far when you come after me.
Donnie. Well, I've got one in the back pocket that I'm not using. I'm not going to use it.
I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that I hold a spot deep in that back pocket of yours.
Oh, absolutely. It's not my third pocket either. It's my number one pocket. It's my number one go-to pocket.
Oh, okay.
All right, Alex.
Geico restart zone. We're back to the green flag.
Man, by the time you said that, they nearly come back past the Geico start on the next lap.
They just went green. I don't know what you're talking about. Leave me alone, Josh.
Damn. Hey, look at Scott Fritz up. Where is he? Up in the 4th position, working on David Farmer. Farmer works back to the inside. That's your battle for positions number 3 and 4. As Jonathan Swartz runs in second. Atkins, your race lead. Atkins, as it stands, if he wins, he will go into the final 4.
Definitely.
Steve, remember that guy Brian Terry who missed our date? He said he had a date with us in post-race interview, and he missed that date.
Uh-huh.
He's in 7th right now, so he still has a chance here. We might have a date with Brian Terry by the end of this one.
Well, look at 2, Huff, and he knows he has to get on lap pedal. He's pushing his way, gets past David Farmer. So Huffman now up to third. He gonna shoot it wide. Oh no!
Oh, Fritz. Oh, Fritz. Oh, no. Got Fritz hard into the wall. And I think there was a helping hand.
Let's take a look at it.
You know what we're going to bring that one to? Wow. Oh, no, he actually checked out. I apologize. I thought he had a helping hand from behind. That was all himself.
No, he checked up because he saw Huffman go up the racetrack.
Well, you know what that brings? You know what that means, Steve?
What?
That's a hashtag blame Alex moment.
Absolutely. Glad to see I haven't missed much.
21st caution of the night.
How many?
21. 22 if you include the stage break, but that's not a real caution. Well, it is a real caution, but it's not a real caution.
That brings the discussion of what is a real caution, Brett Wheeler.
A yellow flag.
So that was the green checker then for the stage break.
Correct.
See?
Well, Alex,
we're learning.
I've done this for a few weeks.
Team Watt trying to make the first championship 4?
What?
I said Team Watt.
What?
What?
What team?
Watt? W-O-T?
Ah, okay.
Wotel.
Ah, yes.
Wotel Racing?
Yeah, see, now that's better. That's better. See, not Team Watt. That's why I was like, what?
Tried to make the first championship 4 with Jonathan Atkins in the Shockeye Racing performance. Wouldn't that be something?
You know what? I miss this. I get to work with the... See, Brett, now guess what?
What?
Hello.
I accomplished my contract obligations. I have now worked with both of you in this month, just like I did last month.
Atkins trying to go for a third win of the season.
Yeah, I'll pay it. I'll respect it. I'll pay it. The commitment. Might have taken you a little bit longer to work with me this month, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to hold that against you.
Let me tell you, Alex, Brett is talented, just in case you have not noticed.
Well, we knew that.
He was able to do 2 things at once, not plus call a race.
Alex, you know what I did tonight?
I'm leaving.
No, seriously, this is a serious question.
Fine, I'll sit down.
Alright, yeah, so you sit down right now. You want to know what I did tonight?
Uh-oh.
I was able to call a bluegrass race and race in a sprint car race at the same time.
Brett Wheeler, see, if I didn't
and you know the hard thing? I done it in VR.
Oh boy.
Yes, Bill Miller. Hashtag blame Alex. I agree 100%.
I don't care. It's my favorite time of the night. Shh.
No, you.
Brett Wheeler.
Waiting.
Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Brett Wheeler timed that start very well.
Yeah, I've got that habit. 14 to go. Atkins, your race leader from Schwartz. Huffman again. Huffman needs to get up on the wheel. He needs to get into the race lead. It's going to be very tight coming into the points. And now Huffman trying to do something different, having to find a different way around the 95 entry of Jonathan Schwartz. One more lap into the books. 13 laps to go, Alex.
So now Schwartz, he's going to go up top here. This is weird saying that when it's not really top. It's
middle.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's inside outside.
So
you know what I mean?
Left, now right, top, bottom. Oh, up and gets loose off of turn number 4. 12 laps to go.
So he was tight going in. He was loose coming off. I think Alex Huffman might have burned up some tires a little.
Burnt some rubber.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember, he locked them up and washed up the racetrack, so you know that burned up some rubber very quickly for him.
Yeah, I did say earlier on the night it was this is a paperclip racetrack. Oh boy, Farmer about to go a lap down here from Jonathan Atkins, your race leader. We'll see if he holds on to that inside line, and You got to think, boys, if Farmer holds his line on the inside, it's going to be tough for Adkins to get by. But that brings the case of Alex Huffman closing in on the rear bumper for that race lead with 10 to go.
Well, talk about this for a second. Jonathan Atkins pitted on lap 176. Jonathan Atkins, 2 laps ago, ran the fastest lap of the race at a 19.13. How in the world did that man run that fast of a lap this late in the race with that used tires?
I'm going to say with the steering wheel and pedals.
Good answer. Good answer.
Well, Jonathan Swartz in that 3rd spot with Brandon Holder and Dustin Renstall rounds out your top 5 in the DeWalt 18. You got Matt Grenier, Scott Fritz, Brian Terry, Justin Winters in 9th, and David Farber in 10th. David Farber right in front of your race leader, and you got to wonder, what would your race leader do? Is he going to maybe give the 84 a bump and a run? Because that number 2 is coming. Gosh, down the racetrack.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hey, boys. You know what we might be in for?
Don't you say it. Don't you
You know what we might be in for? We might be in for a double banger for Alex's favourite time of the night. Oh, look at this. Mate, you can't park there, and you've hit the sign twice. What did the Geico restart zone sign do to you? You can't park there. I'm just saying, we could be in the Geico restart zone for a green-white checker.
Oh, we did this once before this week.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Oh, when the gang's all here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Steve, here's a note for you. If we finish early next week, I will gladly come and party with you and your special guest next Wednesday night.
Oh.
Let me tell you, Alex. I know who the special guest is.
So do
you are wanting to be here.
Oh, I know. That's why I said if we finish early next week, I'm coming to party.
Yep.
So you're
actually speaking of that.
If you're at home, you really got to get your friends to come in. You know, we should see this room like triple in viewership next week.
Jam packed. You don't want to miss it, folks.
It's going to be a party.
Mm-hmm. Doctor, you're damn right it's going to be a party.
Sparklers and snakes down the back straightaway.
You know what? We're out of our element, but I tell you what, we're going to burn the house down just like we do anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. How did your race go tonight, Alex?
37 cars registered.
Nice.
Take one wild guess at who won my money.
Oh, Blake Majulis.
Blake Majulis.
Yes.
It's the first guess of everything. It's either Blake Majulis or Evan C.
Well, Evan C wasn't there, so.
Okay. Who else was there?
Desmond Busby was there. Logan Robinson.
Okay, Busby, I reckon, finished 7th or 8th.
Desmond Busby finished 3rd.
Damn, nice.
And he set quick time.
Damn, nice. Upper DB.
Brett Wheeler.
And that's DB for Busby, by the way, for those playing at home.
We will have a green-white checkered, by the way, because lights...
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Lights are still not out, so we can continue. Dylan Hauser was there.
I'm going to say Hauser would have ran 2nd with no C.
Dylan Hauser went 4th.
4th, okay. Who ran 2nd? Who else would run 2nd? Rumsey, I reckon Rumsey got 5th or 6th.
Rumsey got 5th.
Yeah.
So your other heavy hitters that were there was Chase Barbera, Trey Mills.
Barbara would have got 2nd then.
Yep, there you go. But guess who finished in the top 10 of a stacked field?
You got to give me some names to choose from.
The chef.
Nah, yeah, up the chef. Up a Bob Klein.
You know where he came from? 21st. 21st to 8th.
Damn.
You know who came hard charging behind him?
Who?
James Braswell Jr., 22nd to 9th.
Up at JBJ.
Are the lights still on the pace car?
Lights are
they're off.
We're doubled up. We're going to rack them and stack them and go green, hopefully for the final time of the night. Alex, bring us back to the green flag.
Green, white, checkered. It is my kind of night, and as Brett Wheeler would say, it's a Blame Alex kind of night because it's a green, white, checkered, and the only way to start that is through my favorite thing, and that is through. Waiting.
3, 2, 1.
Geico restart zone. Brett Wheeler is very good at that thing, and that's why he was a pro in sprint car racing, because he knew how to time up starts and knew how to run it well. But Alex Huffman now, Steve, this is going to get good for Huffman, because Huffman needs to get on the horse right now. It's Huffman and Schwartz, those two side by side, and the white flag is going to be in the air. Yeah, the white flag's in the air. So one more time around Martinsville.
Brett, bring us home.
I was going to let you bring us. All right, the Martinsville 250. Jonathan Atkins down the back straight away for the final time. It's been a long night for these guys. But into turn number 3, out of turn number 4, a little bump and run from Huffman behind. But Jonathan Atkins is going to be victorious. Second to that, Alex Huffman. Third of the line is going to be Jonathan Schwartz. Brandon Holder comes home fourth. Matt Grenier going to round out your top 5. I will confirm Brandon Holder had to finish 8 positions ahead of David Farmer to get into the show. Unfortunately, he has not. So we're going to have to wait for the official results to come through in the official points.
So take a look at your official results on the board. Atkins, Huffman, Schwartz, Holder, Grenier. Your top 5, you got Fritz, Terry, Farmer, Rinstedel, and Winters rounds out your top 10. Then you got Robertson, Hensley, Bills, Hawkins, Healy. Your top 15, then James Silvers, John Kinder, Sean Christensen, Chuck Blake, and Mikey Neal Jr. rounds out your field here tonight. Jonathan Atkins wins his 3rd race of the season in that number 57. And Brett, he's going to be one happy man.
He should be. He should be. At World of Thunder Esports Racing League number 57 goes to victory lane for what is his 3rd win of the season. He now becomes 2nd in the wins list for this season. 1 behind GT Hawkins. Of course, Hawkins. Where did Hawkins finish in that one? Hawkins finished in 14th position. So you would think he's locked in. You would think Schwartz is locked in with finishing 3rd. Adkins would be locked in. Holder should be locked in 4th position.
And that's what we got to wait on.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our top 4. Hawkins, Schwartz, Holder, and Adkins, I believe. Now, as I say that, they are all unofficial. It's not my job to adjudicate. It's my job to speculate, and that's what I've done well, is speculate.
Well, good night, Sarah. Thank you for tuning in. Congratulations goes to Jonathan Atkins coming home with a win. Alex Huffman in 2nd, and Jonathan Schwartz in 3rd place. We'll be right back with post-race interviews. All right, welcome back. We're waiting for your top 3 to get in to the post-race. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this. Brett Wheeler, you caught up with Jonathan Atkins.
All right, well, I'm sitting in victory lane. He's standing because I'm in a chair. He's up on top of the top step of the podium. Jonathan Atkins, congratulations on the win. And with that win, you've locked yourself into the Final 4. This must be a good feeling for you and the team.
It does. I felt like I needed to come in here and win and take it out of everybody else's hands, and I felt like I had one of the top 3 cars all day, and just kind of did what we had to do there at the end, make it work.
Well, we had a number of cautions, number of challenges to sort of withstand throughout the course of this 250-lap main event. How difficult or how easy was it from you in the cockpit of that 57 to stay focused, being such a long race, with that stop-start affair?
I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's short track racing on iRacing, and that's what you expect. And as long as I was on the front row, I was okay with the restarts. When I got back in the pack a little bit, being on the top in the middle of the pack kind of sucked. But um, we managed it. Got spun around there one time and got back to the end of the fence and got 0 optional repair. I don't know how I managed that, but it probably saved the race for me. So.
You took your last pit stop at, I think it was about 160 or 170, I think it was. Did you sort of have a plan on an idea on where you needed to be, to get yourself to stretch it right out to the end?
Yeah, I knew I could do 75 green flag laps and 80, 85 if there were a bunch of cautions. And the caution before I pitted, I was considering it. And I stayed out and I said, well, man, those guys pitted before me, and they'll be ahead of me, and I'm gonna have to pass them. But it kind of worked out with the crashes and cautions that managed to make my way up there. And I think GT must have been short on fuel and had to pit or something, so he would have been tough to pass.
Mate, tonight, of course, brings you your 3rd win on the season with the Cup cars. You locked yourself into the Final 4. How you take momentum going into next week? How do you prepare this week for the following week for that championship race?
Well, Phoenix is not one of my best tracks, but we're gonna jump in some test sessions, in which I don't test a lot throughout the week. I normally just jump into practice before the race, just because of temperatures and stuff like that. You kind of throw yourself off, but we're gonna try to test some and figure out the best lines and things like that, and fuel runs, and just be prepared. It's gonna be a long race, and probably be 12, 15 cars, and just try to make it to the end. And all these guys are fast. It's just going to be who picks it up the quickest there. So,
well, congratulations on the win here at Martinsville. Good luck for next week, Jonathan. Before we let you go, of course, a lot of sponsors on this race car, a lot of great people behind the scenes. Now's an opportunity to thank each and every one of those that helped you get into victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate World of Thunder Esports League, Shockeye Design, Shockeye Racing Performance, Miller Family Trucking, Studio 10 Wraps, and last but certainly not least, my smoking hot wife.
Well, Steve, you called it. Smoking hot wife was going to get thanked, but Jonathan Atkins, your winner here tonight from the Martinsville Speedway, the Martinsville 250. I got no idea who's next. I'm going to say Alex Robinson is caught up with our runner-up entry.
Oh, I get to catch up with the man himself, Alex Huffman, and certainly not a win, but second place. Can't hang your head on that one there. Made a key pass near the end of that race to come home with that second spot, and it has to feel good to know that you finish on the podium here, especially after that close call and that wash-up later in the race.
I guess so. I mean, I'm out of the playoffs now because I had a mishap before the stage. I did something different going in turn 3, thinking I could drive in equal with Brandon, who's obviously a lot better than me under braking, but I feel like I was just threw my rhythm off there on that restart, and I feel bad for collecting him in that. As soon as I downshifted, the car just snapped, and I don't know. I just upset. I kind of pitted there that last stop, but I was at a tire disadvantage over the guys behind me, and as soon as that caution came out, I didn't want it, so I don't know. I guess I'll take P2, but out of the playoffs, so oh well, I guess.
Well, still a good run here tonight, and now, you never want to end the season on a bad foot. So, with some momentum still going into Phoenix here, does the plan still stay the same of you want to finish this season with a win?
I mean, I hope so. I'm not good at Phoenix at all, and, well, last time I was there, I got deliberately taken out while running for the championship, so at least this time, if I get taken out, I don't have nothing to lose.
Well, take some time. Thank all those great sponsors for helping you out throughout the season. And, hopefully they're back for next year.
I'm sure they will be. Of course, Deb at Old School Diecast, Kinder Performance Group. Hate that John got taken out early. You guys up in the broadcast booth, Mr. Asphalt Alex Robinson. Awesome to see another Alex in the booth. No hate to Brett or Steve. Y'all are awesome too. Can't wait for next week. Jason for Bluegrass, of course, for putting on all this chaos that he had to deal with tonight. Teammates over there at Syndicate, I'm pretty sure we locked up the team points too. Yeah.
Well, Steve, I feel accomplished because I finally got Alex Huffman in the booth at the same time that I'm in the booth.
I thought it was bad enough having one, Alex, but to have a second one and the number 2 cut, come on, man. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but he's definitely not number 1.
Yeah, well, he's not. He's Mr. Asphalt. So by him not being number 1 and you being number 2, that would elevate you to be number 1, although you're the number 2.
Probably.
That's a big brain moment. Yeah, Alex,
Steve,
well done on second.
Steve, I vote one of these weeks. It's me, Alex Huffman, Alex Penn. We're having an all Alex broadcast.
No one wants that. Who's doing the production then?
Steve.
Anyhow, let's continue on with the show. Alex, well done on second. No, that's solid chat. Yep, we'll leave it at that. Steve, you're with third place finisher.
Well, Jonathan Swartz came home in that third spot. How is those sausages in Virginia?
Those Vienna sausages, they're on fire, man. Let's go. Podium finish. They're smoked. I'm sweating. It's a good time to have a nice snack after that. So, yeah, those we had plenty of time to cook those sausages under pacing, that's for sure. So, but definitely not the most exciting race at times. Would have liked to have a bit more green flag running, but I definitely thought in the middle of this race I ended up bringing out a caution. I thought I could easily get DQ'd. I mean, it was just so easy to get into each other. But I noticed apparently if I didn't get a podium, I probably would have gotten clean driver since I got the least incidents next to a few others. So there's a small positive. So somehow I was clean. But yeah, definitely. I mean, well, I'm happy to get a podium. Definitely had a good chance of getting second there till the final corner. A bit upset there at the bump and run, but that's racing, short track racing. You got to expect it. So I appreciate Alex didn't go too aggressive in that corner. He didn't wreck us. He just pushed us a little deep. So just nice fun racing at the end. And unfortunately, can't race with him in the final 4. Would have loved to give it a shot. He was definitely been enjoying racing with him the whole season. So, but we're definitely going to give it our best shot at Phoenix this weekend. And just got to thank our sponsors on the car, of course. iRacing, been partner with us the whole season, and hopefully we'll be able to get them a championship next weekend. Really excited for Phoenix. And of course, Samurai City and High Prix. I've been part of them for a long time, so make sure to check out everything there. But also, thanks to my Fanatec wheel, and yeah, it's definitely been. I was having a lot of trouble in practice, kept spinning out on these corners, but somehow I feel I was able to put it together for the race. So happy to do this, and hopefully we can repeat it next week and just a few more steps up the podium.
Definitely. Congratulations and good luck going into Phoenix next week.
Thank you.
Jonathan Swartz coming home in third place tonight. So that
we're not done with. No, we're not done. We're not done.
Okay.
No, we're not done.
All right.
We I was specifically told to bring this guy up. He wants to have one quick word about what's going to go and what's going to happen. Jason Collins, you're in the booth.
All right. Looks like tonight was a caution field event, obviously, but the championship 4 after tonight are going to be GT Hawkins, Jonathan Schwartz, Brandon Holder, and sorry, I said that backwards. GT Hawkins, Jonathan Schwartz, Jonathan Atkins, and David Farmer. Sorry.
Oh.
So Brandon Holder ended up getting knocked out by just a few points, but looks like the other boys are going on, and yeah, Holder ended up getting knocked out by 3 points there. So tough night for him. Huffman had to win to get in, and he unfortunately he wasn't able to do it. So, but big congratulations to those guys for locking themselves in. I think this is Farmer's first Final Four. It's Atkins' first Final Four. It's GT's first Final Four, and it's John's second Final Four. So Schwartz has been here before. He didn't perform as well in season 3, I believe. Yes, season 3 was when he was in the Final Four the last time. He didn't perform as well as he'd like to. Said it was a big learning experience for him, and I think he'll be prepared for Phoenix next week when we head there for that final full-length championship race.
So what are you expecting for next week? Yeah, after coming off tonight at Martinsville, we go to full length next week with the Final Four. 4 drivers essentially battling it out for that championship. What do you expect from the drivers next week, and where do you think the race is going to be headed?
So That's a tough one. Honestly, the drivers are going to come in. The top 4 drivers are going to be, focused on beating each other. That's all they've got to do is beat each other. I think one of those guys has the potential to come out and make the exclamation statement and win the race. But I think next week it should be more green flag. Phoenix is a bigger track; it's a mile long, so I don't believe that we'll have as many cautions, obviously, as we did at Martinsville tonight. Just simply because it allows for longer green flag runs. You'll see a lot of pit strategy. We'll be running full 100% fuel, so it's gonna be an adjustment for these guys for sure. And I'm happy that we have a special guest coming in next week, as Steve has said. So that's going to be pretty awesome.
So
hang on. Have you been told about the special guest on who it is?
Yeah. I'm not familiar with him, but I've been told he's an awesome guest.
Oh boy.
Fritz was talking about it last night. He said he's awesome.
I'm just saying, put some socks on, but expect them socks to be knocked off. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Get your socks off because they will get knocked off.
So we need the viewership not to be 20. It needs to be 60 to 80. This should triple.
That would be awesome. Well, I guess we're just going to have to try to promote it this week and make some posts about it. Let everybody know what we're doing. Let them know that it's a real life announcer coming in to do this.
Hang on, stop. All right, I picked on Steve for this during the broadcast. Alex is here. I'm here. You know we're real life announcers too, right?
Oh, I know. I'm just saying he's
he's better?
the way y'all talked about it, y'all act like he's been here for a while and done this for a while is what I'm getting at. So
it's like he's been around the block a couple of times. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what I'm getting at. He's been around the block and done this for a minute. So
yeah. Let me just. I want to go. All right. This shouldn't give it away, but let's just say Speed Shift TV into Flow Racing. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'll say. Okay.
Oh,
awesome.
Doctor.
Yeah, I've already used that one. Alex, I've already used that one.
we know that Alex is on Flow also, so we love having Alex in the booth, when he's not watching some other race, not paying attention, he does a great job, but
last night.
Like last night, exactly. When he's not focused on the high limit race, he's really good.
Last night. Remember,
and we love having Brett.
Hang on. Get Alex, go away. Alex, go away. No one cares what you're going to say next. I know what you're going to say. That's it. Hey, we're at asphalt. It's time to wrap it up. Thank you for your time.
We're talking about asphalt, Jason. Remember how I said Rick Hendrick was having a heart attack?
Yeah. Bowman's done. Yeah,
he's not.
Barry's coming back. No, he's not having a good year whatsoever.
Hendrick just wants to quit.
So Barry's going to probably take over for Bowman, I would assume. Funny thing is, one of the guys just posted in our little Snapchat group that he's in a race with Josh Barrier at Dover right now practicing. So I guess Barry's getting that practice in for this Sunday.
Well, and what's really funny, Alex, I don't know if you've watched last Tuesday night on Flow Racing, in the late model race, but our broadcast was mentioned.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, maybe y'all should pay attention more.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I was in the booth. We were talking about this, but apparently Jason wasn't paying attention to either broadcast. No. It's fine.
I stay busy sometimes, so I miss a little bit here and there. But that's awesome, man. Y'all do a fantastic job week in and week out. Like I always say, I love the show. Steve is hilarious. He does a great job. We always love having Brett in the booth as well. He adds another element to it. I
got no idea what I'm saying sometimes. Seriously, I'm just.
But you do a fantastic job at it. I can feed you the information. I feed you the information, and you just, you get it out there and relay it, and it's awesome. You do a hell of a job. And Alex also, when he's not, like I said, paying attention to another race, he usually does a good job. So
it's fine. I just ramble about freaking pit strategies for a good half hour.
Honestly, I don't know how I survived this long. To be honest with you, doing asphalt.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like Jason said, he feeds me information. And it just makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. When realistically, I got no idea. I don't know how long these cars can go. I don't know when they're doing pit stops.
This man, I will ramble on for a half hour about pit stops, and then he'll finally tell me what the freaking pit window is. And I'm like, oh, could have told me this a half hour ago, but instead,
you're Mr. Asphalt. You're expected to know this thing.
Let me ramble about freaking nonsense for a half hour.
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
go
we can
ahead.
probably, yeah. I was gonna say we could probably continue this conversation for like another hour or two, but I know Steve wants to get to bed, so let's wrap this up,
Yeah.
folks. Thank you, Jason, for your time.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too. All right, that's going to conclude our broadcast here tonight with the Bluegrass Cup Series. Don't forget, next Monday night is the Truck Championship. Live here on the Bluegrass Facebook and YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. It's Alex Robinson and myself. Hopefully, Alex will be here.
Remember, I work till 10 Eastern time.
So you'll be an hour late.
Yes.
Okay. So Brett, you mark it down on the calendar, on his time card.
Yeah, sorry, my time card's full now. He's told me how long to wait. No. Look, in all seriousness, yeah, I mean, if I can be here and just help ramble on and somewhat save the day until, Mr. Asphalt gets here, yeah, I will.
All right.
I'm a man of many talents. I can just remind me. Remind me next week, Steve. I'll forget by then.
Right. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sign off. I'm Steve McMillan, along with Brett Wheeler and Alex Robinson, Mr. Asphalt. Until next time, God bless and good night.